Welcome back to my channel. Today's date is Monday, January 2nd, 2023, and I've just completed the first episode of the tell-all for part 2 of Sister Wives. Let's move on to the next bit. Frankly, I'm not even sure how many videos this will result in today, as it's more difficult than expected to get back on track. The last video provided information about how Kody has been called out as a liar by Janelle, Christine, as well as Meri. And then there is Robyn. Similar scenario. Nobody is ready to go along with their story. Now, talking about that episode, we are going to go back to that famous moment where Kody said that cutthroat line, "The sacrifices I made for loving you, wasted." Man, we must have referenced that line a million times in our own household. I mean, my 10-year-old son is familiar with the rhythm we say it at. Anyway, moving on. This next section is going to deal with exploding Kody anger with Christine and Christine's departure, Christine and Robyn's tense moments, and naturally with the blind hypocrisy pouring from Kody's lips. At the same time, Janelle is offering some very telling moments. Clearly, she's realized that she'd rather not play this game anymore. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are drowning, and Suki, well, she's still not getting that Kody is, in effect, lying, or perhaps she's uncertain about Robyn. At the beginning of this episode, we are placed just about the time that they have to view. The following scene is all about the interaction between Christine and Kody, where Kody just loses it on her, and everyone is talking about what they were thinking at the moment, and they pick apart why Kody acted so crazily. Watching Christine, it's clear she is still shaken. Her emotions are right there on her sleeve. Meanwhile, Kody has excuses aplenty, as always. And before we move on to this next part of the tell-all, can I ask you a favor? If you like this video so far, please give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so right down below too. It's completely free. And while you're at it, give a click on the bell so you can be notified of when I post. All right, let's get back to the show. Suki, oh my goodness. She's just got to be one of the worst interviewers in existence. It's as if she has never even seen this show in her life and just can't commit to any of the facts. After they disprove that reconciliation, they go back and discuss Janelle leaving. Suki just acts as if she just heard all of it a second ago. Then we see the replay of the confrontation between Christine and Kody. You can see the questioning. How were you able to stay so calm in that situation? And to be honest, can we pause for a second here? And it was also really hard to watch and to experience it in the sense that you can see the uncomfortability and the emotion that Christine was experiencing watching it. Christine has not been with Kody for a long, long time, and to revisit this experience even after a year has passed appears to be affecting her yet again. Having to go through some of the worst times in her life, well, that has to be incredibly traumatic for Christine. It seems that she is doing the best she can to pull herself together after the explosion, even going so far as to remind Kody that he isn't usually this angry. He doesn't usually get this upset, which made the whole situation even more surprising for her. A lot of what he was yelling about, honestly, she didn't have any idea. Certainly, she didn't feel like she had been mean to anyone. It's sort of ironical, perhaps not comic, but ironical, because they can't pick one single situation in which Christine was ever really mean-spirited toward Robyn. Nothing like this. The only thing she admits doing is not being as open with Robyn as Robyn wanted, and this set off Kody's anger in his daughter. "I didn't try to do anything like that," Christine says. She goes on to say that she has been discussing issues with Janelle and Meri for many years, but not one incident can be remembered of her directly doing something damaging to Robyn, aside from not being as liberal with her invitations as perhaps Robyn wanted. And when Kody talks about Christine, he can't locate anything directly harmful that Christine might have done to Robyn, but what his complaint comes down to is simply that Christine said crap about all of us to him. In his twisted world, just because his wife talked about life issues or people with him, that equates to talking crap. But in Kody's reality, it also means that Christine is mean. She's talking about all of them, Janelle, Meri, Chris, Robyn, and therefore he declares that she is an unworthy sister wife, and therefore he doesn't trust her. Then when she starts to possibly have an interest in Janelle, it all just further confuses Kody so that he can't trust anyone. He goes around in these huge circles that literally make you want to rip your hair out. And that's literally why I was getting so frustrated watching this episode, because he goes on and accuses her of sleeping with the enemy, and then she goes to try to make up with Meri, and he goes off on her about that. And now it's sleeping with the enemy or making up with Meri? That's it, because that's literally all that's being said here. The question is simple. Who does he actually trust? He won't simply express that trust because that literally makes my blood boil. Seriously, what is there about "I trust Robyn" that could possibly anger him that way? He won't even use her name. This is obviously what he trusts, but obviously he won't admit it. What he will do is get all stiff and fussy and almost childish, the way he sticks his tongue out and grabs Suki and starts calling her baby and honey, and then behaves in that typical manual drama fashion, and yet no one reacts, just refuses to answer her questions. Why won't he utter the name Robyn? Because in his mind, all the other women would try to claim she's the favorite wife.
I just don't understand how he doesn't say the name, you know? And Suki doesn't try to get him to either. So don't worry, friends, because Janelle, she shows exactly what it looks like to confront this kind of nonsense.
And this is where Janelle comes in. She throws in the facts, the logic, the reasoning that makes sense. For instance, Janelle states that it is a warning sign when a person reveals they have made sacrifices in loving you. Kody keeps on kidding her about how he has made so many sacrifices in loving her. Janelle gets back, "Well, if you have to sacrifice yourself in loving me, I don't think it is a healthy place." And then, of course, there is the entire dynamic of the bad sister wife label applied to Christine. Asking from whose perspective, says Janelle. He's married to multiple women. He needs to see it from all sides. No one is innocent, says Janelle, and this is true. He tried to lay it all at my sister's feet, Kody says, because you treated your sister wife so bad. And she didn't treat me bad, argues Janelle. Well, my sister wife was good with kids, continues Kody, but my sister wife was good with kids too. Oh, great. Another namby-pamby piece of wisdom from a guy named Kody who obviously can see only from his sister wife Robyn's perspective. Janelle swings it back down to reality. Nobody's perfect, nobody's innocent, and it takes work on all sides to maintain the relationship. Robyn, on the other hand, very often puts herself in victim mode. Now this is what Gwendolyn observed herself. She's like the entire world out to get her, Kody's personal whipping boy. And then, as you know, I get the whipping later. Janelle observes, Kody's only perspective on things is this: Christine wasn't nice to Robyn, or Robyn says she isn't nice. Except nobody has ever given him an example of her being cruel. That's Kody's whole point of view. Christine enters, and let's be honest, she's human. She's not a saint or a super normal, super good character. Of course, she may be a tad myopic in relation to Robyn. Her view is all about herself, her pain, her insights, her truth. But that's understandable. When Janelle describes Kody as myopic, she essentially says he is nearsighted. He doesn't understand anyone's view but Robyn's, and that's a disadvantage for Kody. He is so caught up in viewing things from Robyn's vantage point that he is blind to everyone else. Then Meri chimes in. Well, Meri has been defending Robyn for what amounts to years, literally years. But here is the catch. She goes back now on something she said a few episodes back. Earlier, Meri had said that she was happy Kody had finally spoken up because he was telling the truth. That is, he acknowledged that she may have systematically excluded or mistreated Robyn. But now she goes back. She says that it isn't Christine's fault because she was based solely neither on Kody nor Kody's judgment. She says that what Christine craves is what Kody is not giving: love. It was a sacrifice to love you. Oh, come on, says Meri, and she quotes Kody again. You have to learn to not hold it against them. Of course she has to learn. So here comes Meri, who has been backing Kody and Robyn for so long, but now it seems she finally has a reality check. Kody's actions are wrong, she realizes, in line with what Janelle had asserted was true. And guess what? She gets it right for once. It takes her time and comes after all the frustration, but she admits she didn't see it that way before. And then it finally clicks for everyone. It isn't about the wives at all. It is about Kody. That's the truth. Christine was just seeking attention and love through all those years, which she wasn't getting. Even Kody said so himself. It was a sacrifice to love you. Let me ask you, your wife doesn't want to hear that. Nobody wants to feel that love is something that has to be bought at the expense of herself. Then Robyn steps in, trying to defend Kody, claiming he wasn't only talking about her. She says, no, Kody was talking about Janelle and Meri too. She tries to broaden it, trying to make it seem like the outburst wasn't only about her. But that isn't what happened. In reality, Kody's anger in that moment was focused entirely on Robyn. He didn't accuse Christine of mistreating anyone else. He was screaming about Robyn and no one else. By this time, of course, Kody and Robyn have gotten their story straightened out. Kody emphasizes it was about all of them, and Robyn echoes him without the slightest hesitation. Yeah, it was about all of them. Classic. But when Robyn is pushed further and asked to specify, she stumbles. She says something vague like, it was just walls between us. When pressed even more, what exactly did Christine do that was so hard in the beginning? She comes up with, she pulled rank and made snarky comments. Snarky comments? Christine had just had a baby, and this is what Robyn is framing as the big offense? So Christine was apparently bad because, after marrying Kody and going on a 2-week honeymoon, she made a few snarky comments postpartum and pulled rank. Oh, the horror. Let's get real. That is not mistreating anyone, and it most definitely is not being a bad sister wife. That's just being human. They cannot even provide one legitimate, concrete example. Instead, Kody proceeds with his diatribe and claiming Christine talks crap. That is literally his metric for judging her as a bad person and a bad sister wife. She vented to him, shared her frustration about other people, and spoke her mind. Then, of course, Kody starts weaving this narrative that Christine is trying to pull Janelle away from him.
Somehow, in his mind, she's responsible for everything falling apart in the family, while he takes zero accountability. And yet, he complains about the marriage all the time. Christine even points out, "I figured we were just venting to each other. Don't everyone do that?" She's being forthcoming and candid here, taking complete responsibility. Yes, she vented. Yes, she complained when she was having a bad day or something bothered her. And yes, Kody vented back, usually about Meri or Janelle, never Robyn. She had no idea that Kody was framing this as her being mean to Robyn. For his part, Kody actually appears to be hurt that Robyn was shut out. That's really all to which he was really attentive. Christine even remembers going to Robyn, cap in hand, saying, "Stop doing this, stop doing this." Now, here is a pattern that continues and that I notice. Kody gets in the middle of these relationships and basically dictates how everyone feels about each other. He tells Robyn, "You don't like her because she doesn't like you. She's talking crap about you." Just like that, Robyn feels victimized, stuck in a state of perpetual victimhood, because, well, Miss Christine has walls up. Christine says that she and Janelle really didn't become close until they moved to Flagstaff. That, for me, proves the point. They only started connecting when they were able to wake up to what was happening around them, compare notes, and see things objectively. Once you can step back and see the truth, you realize who the real problem is, and that Kody has been lying to everyone. Classic narcissist behavior. Triangulate, keep people separate, and keep them on edge so they can't compare notes. So as long as Kody keeps Robyn feeling like the victim of everyone else, she can't see the reality. She can only accept that story that Kody has fed her. Everyone hates you. Everybody hates your kids. Nobody likes you. You're horrible. Robyn simply goes along with that, understandably, and says, "Oh, I guess that's true." Then Kody jumps in again, blaming Christine for all kinds of things. "You broke my baby's heart." Well, yeah, Christine did hurt her feelings, fair enough. "You're a coward." Kody, you are the coward here.
Every complaint Christine has made, whether publicly or privately, about situations Kody created or that she's responding to, gets labeled as her talking too much. Meanwhile, Kody is literally doing the same thing on the show. He blames her for ruining the family, for things that never even happened, for a reconciliation with Meri that never occurred, for supposedly mistreating Robyn, which she never did. He calls her a bad sister wife when she clearly wasn't. He's trying to scapegoat Christine for absolutely everything. Then he turns around and informs Suki that Christine is taking Janelle with her, drawing those relationships away from him. And here comes the kicker that completely amazes me. Kody admits essentially that he's doing all this so the public perceives Christine as threatening and not reliable. Why? Well, so new guys or possible new wives aren't judging him as the bad one. Instead, Christine becomes the bad one, the one to avoid, while he remains the good one. Classic narcissist behavior. Blame others to protect oneself and one's future interests. What Kody is literally doing here is saying, "Look, I'm fine, she's the problem," so that new wives or new people coming into his life can't think that he's a risk. And meanwhile, he presents Christine as untrustworthy while he keeps his options open. It is manipulative, self-serving, and honestly, pretty transparent once one sees it for what it is. Even if what Kody says about Christine were true, which really isn't even debatable, she absolutely has the right to feel the way she does and to speak her mind. After all, they're both on a reality TV show, putting their lives out there for the whole world to see. Yet somehow, Kody turns it around and blames Christine for turning everyone against him. Meanwhile, his family has plenty of grievances against him that have nothing to do with Christine. He missed his son's birthday, he wasn't there for Isabella's surgery, he hasn't been involved in his kids' lives in the ways he should have. He gave things to Robyn's kids that he didn't give to the others. On national television, he even told Christine he wasn't attracted to her, right in front of their kids. And when you're the kids, who do you side with? Your dad, of course. Kody makes it impossible. And he constantly reveals his own flaws in front of the cameras. Then there's Janelle. Kody acts like Janelle leaving or changing her mind about something has anything to do with Christine. Meanwhile, he's never cared about Janelle's living situation, didn't want to buy her a house, didn't want to pay off land for her, yet he buys a huge house with Robyn. Janelle has basically been the type of person he assumes will tolerate being ignored as long as he leaves her alone. And let's be real, he's taken advantage of her financially too. But oh, Suki never even brings up the money. And yet, despite all Great buddies, and with that, we finish this part. The next video is going to dive in for the goodbye scene with Robyn calling herself the whipping boy of Kody, claiming she's the scapegoat of Browns. We know that's not true. It's really Christine who has been carrying that load. Even Janelle says that he appears to have amnesia, acting like he doesn't remember their relationship already had problems when Christine came along. She also talks about why she has been there for Christine. It's all going to be in the next video, but for now, remember how wild it was?
nobody asked anything about the money, and Meri wasn't defending Robyn, I was living. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Bye, guys.